Zygarde's role in the Pokemon world has always been to restore balance, and recently we learned that it had to undertake something that even its complete form couldn't deal with, causing it to mega evolve into an alien-like being made of pure energy. However, I don't think this form is complete either, because when you line up Mega Zygarde's design, lore, and even abilities with Ultra Necrozma, things start to fit together a little too perfectly. Take a look at Ultra Necrozma. Its body, the plating that surrounds its energy, fits perfectly over Mega Zygarde's frame, almost like armor that was once whole. And that's not just a coincidence. Necrozma's already shown that it can fuse with others in the same way, like Solgaleo and Lunala, but those fusions cause it pain. So why would it even have that ability? It's because it was never meant to bond with either one of them. Those bonds are artificial, unstable attempts to recreate what Necrozma used to be. Even the Ultra Games director says that Necrozma doesn't actually need as much light as Solgaleo and Lunala provide. They give it too much energy. And that tracks, because the Pokédex also says that Ultra Necrozma's form, the one which we are used to, comes from absorbing overwhelming light energy. Overwhelming as in too much for it to control. The Ultra Recon Squad explains why. Long ago, their ancestors shattered the Blinding One, breaking off the part that allowed it to control that excess energy. And what do we know about Zygarde? Its entire purpose is to correct excess, to bring back balance. So maybe Zygarde isn't actually our world's guardian, but the missing piece that once kept Necrozma's light under control. Its instinct to restore balance to everything around it mirrors Necrozma's own futile search for its lost light, a remnant from when the two were once whole. Speaking of instincts, take a look at how they both recover their energy. Zygarde retreats deep underground, and Necrozma, it does the same. After losing control of the overwhelming light it absorbed from Solgaleo or Lunala, it too sinks beneath the surface, hiding away to heal. And that's not where the similarities stop either. Take a look at their designs. Zygarde has two distinct colors, blue and red. At first we thought those might represent the different subregions in Kalos, but that theory doesn't hold up anymore. After all, Zygarde isn't just the guardian of Kalos, it's actually said to protect the balance of the entire world. So if those two colors don't represent regions, what do they stand for? The answer to that might just lie in Ultra Necrozma's eyes, which glow the same blue and red as Zygarde's own highlights. But it's not just the colors that mirror each other, their innate transformation do as well. When Zygarde Mega evolves, its move Core Enforcer changes into Nihil, Light. Necrozma does the same. It too must first undergo a form change before using a modified version of Photon Geyser. Not just that though, in this form they're both made of energy, pure energy. It does make me wonder though. Necrozma's Ultra Burst is a combination of Solgaleo and Lunala, and we know this isn't the correct form now, but if it also undergoes a sort of Ultra Burst with Mega Zygarde, then what does that form look like? If you've got some ideas for it, then let me know in the form of a comment. I'd love to hear about them. And hey, consider liking the video as well as subscribing to the channel if you don't mind having theories like these on your feed every once in a while. Their two signature moves, Nihil Light and Light That Burns the Sky, also show striking parallels in the way they both manipulate light. Necrozma uses the unbridled fury of light itself, while Zygarde wields a light of nothingness, a kind of light that's used to control or neutralize the same power in others. We can actually see this in action during the final battle with Hyper Rogue Ange Floette, where Zygarde's light stops its Light of Ruin from destroying Lumio City. But if both of their signature moves control light, it begs the question, are they drawing their strength from the same kind of energy? We learn from Lysander that the moves that Zygarde uses when it Mega evolves have an eerie similarity to Z moves, the ones powered by Necrozma's lost light. He also tells us that when Zygarde had its energy depleted from the weapon 5 years ago, it spread its cells out across the world in order to absorb the region's natural energy. Something that would immediately make you think of Hoenn, no? I mean, the whole reason that Groudon and Kyogre fight every millennia is because of the extremely high amounts of natural energy that course through the ground there, which is perfect for a guardian of nature. Well, no, actually, at least Zygarde didn't think so, as it instead decided to send most of its cells to Alola. The only reason it would do so is because Z-Power, the light of Necrozma, more closely resonated with Zygarde's own, rather than the natural primal energy of this world. The fact that these energy sources are one and the same is supported by quite a few more facts actually, one of them being that they both change life forms in unpredictable ways. This can be seen directly in Ultra Necrozma's Pokédex entry, and also in the totem Pokemon who roam the Alola region, giant and much more powerful versions of their natural-born counterparts, who were, well, bathed in Necrozma Z power. But what about Mega Zygarde's power? Well, based on what we can see in the giant cannon on its back, as well as the general coloration of its laser beam, it seems to be firing Mega Energy out of it, which also means that the statement from earlier, the one coming from Lysander, was actually talking about how Zygarde's specific use of Mega Energy is similar to Ultra Necrozma's use of Z power. This, by the way, can be seen in their signature moves. Take a look at Necrozma's Light that burns the sky. It ignores a Pokemon's natural defenses, their abilities, and it also allows for Necrozma to use its strongest stat when calculating for the move's damage. Now look at Nihil Light. It ignores all stat changes. It ignores Fairy typing's immunity to dragons, and just like Light that burns the sky, it too has a base power of 200. Both of these moves defy the laws on which Pokemon's battling system is built on. That's not all though. Its description literally tells us that when this move is fired out of Zygarde's cannon, it defies all laws of nature, which, are the ones that Zygarde is supposed to uphold. It makes sense for the move to defy nature though, as what it uses is tied closely to something the Devon Corporation dubs Infinity Energy. But that's only its commercialized name, as it's quite literally the life force of other Pokemon. And that's what Z-Power is too. It's a Pokemon's life force that's expressed outwards. This being life energy is also reflected in Necrozma's Z move, where it quite literally sucks the life energy out of its trainer. But if Mega Energy 2 is life energy, then wouldn't it be able to create new life? Well, yes actually. And that's seen in Pokemon ZA's final boss fight. Take a look at Ange again. No, not that one, this one right here. The one with the flower sticking out of the top. Is this flower Floette? Well, you would think so, given that the Pokemon in front of you is called Hyperogue Ange Floette. But that's just the thing, it isn't. We learn in Mega Floette's Pokédex entry that it's the flower that Mega evolves, not Floette. And when enough of this power is evidently introduced, it creates a new Pokemon. One that Floette isn't a part of, as our rival actually tells us that they are being protected by Floette throughout this whole ordeal. So this flower here, that's a life form, one that Mega Energy created. Now then, for the first of my final 2 points towards their energies being derived from the same source, I'd like you to take a look around Lumio City. Do you see these crystals that cling to practically everything? That's a crystallized form of Mega Energy. Z-Power 2 has a crystallized form. It's the Z crystals. But that's not all. Whenever a trainer and their Pokemon execute either a Z move or Mega Evolution, they require a strong bond between each other. Something which both Sina and Dexio comment on, by the way. After you catch Zygarde in the Alola region, they tell us that since we can already use Z moves, Mega Evolution should really pose no difficulty to us. Which would be strange if the bond wouldn't be activated in the same way, or even in the same form. But even with all of this laid out, there is still a question that bothers me. If Zygarde and Necrozma were truly once a single Pokemon, then why is Zygarde the one that acts as the protector of our world's ecosystem? Well, let me counter that question with another. If Zygarde is supposed to prevent catastrophes like the ultimate weapon, then where was it 3,000 years ago? Why didn't it intervene back then? And more importantly, why is it only in recent history that Zygarde even starts appearing in records, sightings, and stories at all? The answer to all of those questions is that Zygarde didn't arrive in our world yet. He was still lost in Ultra Space after the two of them broke apart. And when they did, alongside Necrozma's shining stones also sprang forth thousands of Zygarde cells that flew through the Ultra wormholes it opened up. Some got lucky and landed in our world, while others weren't so fortunate, landing in a place that we call the Ultra Ruins. If you're interested in that, then check out this video right here. It's where I theorize about the idea that Necrozma's light and its life-altering abilities actually created the Ultra Beasts.